Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my second check-in, I guess my second sit-down check-in for my second infusion. So if you haven't watched the first one, go ahead and watch the first one and my intro to exosomes. So I had, right now it's about 24 hours post infusion number 2. There were some very, how can I say it? Very pronounced differences between the first infusion and this second one. Mainly the fact that the side effects hit me a lot faster this time, and I think a little bit more intensely. As I mentioned in my last check-in and the check-in for the first infusion, my doctor says that it doesn't have any side effects. The exosomes don't have side effects because they are not a cell. But I'm here to tell you that I don't think that's true. So I suspected with the first one that it gave me a headache. I'm pretty sure it was that. So with this second one, I felt the headache more immediately. So from the point, the infusion takes about 15-20 minutes. Then they make me wait another 10 minutes afterwards. And then I'm out, and I get back into my car and I drive home. When I got to my car, I want to say I was okay up until the point that I got to the freeway, which is like maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And that's when I started feeling kind of headachy, like pressure in my head. Like, I don't know. It's not like super painful. It's just like this weird pressure in my head. And sometimes I would get that with IVIG. IVIG can mess with your blood pressure sometimes if it's infused too quickly. It's kind of similar to that, I want to say. But they did take all of my vitals. My vitals were fine. But I did feel that headache almost immediately. The only difference is that this time it was a lot shorter. Probably because I wasn't exposed to fluorescent light. With my first infusion, they forgot to turn the lights off. With the second one, they did turn the lights off in the room. So I have a feeling that did play into it quite a bit with the first infusion. So I got the little bit of a headache for a while. I would say maybe 20 minutes. What I did notice was that the fatigue hit me pretty quick right after that. So once I got the headache, then I started feeling fatigued. And I was driving home. And so I kind of thought to myself, like, maybe it's going to be the same as the headache. It's just going to hit me and then it'll go away like really fast. But that did not happen. It actually just kind of got more intense. And it just lingered the whole entire day. So from, I don't know, 12 noon for the rest of the day, I was pretty fatigued. I kind of kept myself up though, because I had to come home and do some other stuff. I had things to do around the house. And so I kind of was like, oh, I'll be fine. Like, I'll kind of shake it off. And I think by 2 o'clock, I was like, this is not going away. Like, I am feeling really tired and I need to just like get into bed and just lay down for a little bit because I'm really, really tired. And I did try to nap. I think maybe I dozed a little bit. I have a very difficult time falling asleep during the day. So, I just got into bed and was like on my phone for a little bit, but I was really tired. And even though I think I was in bed maybe for like an hour and a half or something, I got up, I felt a little bit better, but I did not feel refreshed. I didn't feel like, okay, great, I can continue on with my day. I still felt really tired and just kind of lethargic. And so I was just like that the rest of the day. And then of course, once I get to bed at night, it's like, okay, I'm tossing and turning and kind of uneasy. I do feel like I'm getting an infection. It's not from that. I get recurrent infections every month. And so I just wanted to mention that. If you have a history of recurrent infections, this infusion, I mean, it's so soon after that I don't really know if exosomes help with infections. I have heard that they do. But obviously it's too early to really tell. So I do think I'm getting one of my usual recurrent infections. So I'm not surprised. It's not the exosomes that are causing it. That's just one of my many issues. One thing that I did, and today, so that was yesterday. So the side effects hit me immediately yesterday. Um, and so I was actually kind of worried. Once I went to bed at night, I was like, I hope this doesn't linger in to the next day. Um, because I'm kind of starting to realize that it's probably a cumulative effect, right? The first infusion took a few hours for it to hit me. The second infusion, it was more immediate. Tomorrow I have the third infusion and I'm just like, oh no, like what's gonna happen? Today I don't feel too bad. I've been kind of on and off of my oxygen, and that always affects me and affects the way that I feel. I do feel kind of out of it, like in my head a little bit, but I don't think I feel as tired as I was yesterday. And if I have my oxygen on, it does seem to help. I did put my oxygen on yesterday when I got back from my infusion, and it didn't seem to make a difference in the fatigue. Like I was tired. So I know that it wasn't like my usual kind of fatigue or anything like that. It had to be related to the exosomes, regardless of what my doctor is telling me. And that's exactly why I wanted to make these videos, because, your doctors, and I'm not saying that my doctor is lying to me. She's basing this on science. These are not cells. Your body reacts to cell, like she describes it as like the cell membrane is what people react to, and or something or other, and these are not cells. They don't have that cell membrane for you to react to. um Excuse me, I just think it's my own body. It's obviously you're putting something in your body, and your body's going to, it's going to have an issue with it, especially when your body's not in good shape. So I think it's just some kind of my own process of whatever's going on in my body that's just responding to it. Um, so today I just feel a little bit more out of it. The oxygen does help when I wear it. Obviously, I don't have it on right now. Um, so I kind of that makes me feel a little bit better, because the fatigue related to this treatment does not seem to like oxygen doesn't seem to really make a difference during that time, like right after the infusion. I don't feel super exhausted. I'm not feeling particularly headachy. I felt like I may have had a touch of nausea when I got into my car yesterday. I was driving on the freeway and suddenly I kind of felt like I wanted to gag a little bit. Um, it almost felt kind of like the muscles in my neck were sort of tightening up a little. And that was the other difference too, is that this time, I didn't feel like my muscles were responding positively. I felt like they were responding negatively. Like I felt like things maybe tightened up a little bit, or there was no difference. And I did feel that kind of in my throat. So it could have been nausea, or it could have just been like my muscles were like not happy about what was going on in my body. So I felt that while I was driving. But today I feel just, not super energetic, but not too horrible. And it's also like really overcast and gloomy, so I don't know if that also has something to do with like my mood. It's just kind of weird. So one thing that I did fail to mention in the exosomes intro is that these exosomes are derived from, or they're taken from, umbilical cord mesenchymal stem cells. So the stem cells that these exosomes come from are from umbilical cord. So I do think that I want to make another video describing the various types of tissue that you can get stem cells from, because I was not aware that there's a lot of interesting places that you can get stem cells from. And there is a difference from what I understand. So I'll see if I can make a video about that. But I just wanted to let you guys know that these are umbilical cord mesenchymal stem cell exosomes. So they're not the full stem cell, but they're exosomes that come from those stem cells. So that's what I got for you guys today. Like I said, I'm not really noticing much of anything else. I don't feel horrible. I don't feel like I'm, gonna fall apart. I'm still functional. I went to the post office today. I've been, cleaning up around the house. So I'm not like bedridden. I mean, do I feel fantastic? No. The other thing to consider, and I believe I mentioned this in my last video, is that I'm off of my IVIG. So that also had a really negative effect on me. I had to stop it 2 weeks before doing these infusions. So that, obviously my condition took a turn. I don't want to say took a turn for the worse, but it got worse because I'm not on the medication that is helping me to stay okay. So, and this is, again, exosomes are not, some people say that they do have immediate effects, but from what I've been reading, or from what, I've been told by my doctor, that's not the case. It takes months or something to see any positive changes. So technically I'm not on anything. And so that could also be contributing to me not feeling my best, or feeling as good as I had been feeling, which still wasn't great. So just take that into consideration. I did take a bit of a downturn in the weeks prior to these infusions. So I got one more left to go, infusion number 3 tomorrow, and I will definitely try to do a check-in right after, and then a check-in 24 hours later. So stay tuned for that. Leave comments if you have any other questions, and I'll see you soon.